Uh, so my connection is still there.
Yes, sir, it is working.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So under this distribution category, you can see, for if you are going to develop some clusters nowadays, there are cloud-based technologies are there, and if there is a attack, for example, you are working on some critical application, and as a student, there is an attack on that on those applications, so you can deploy clusters there. Then you have backup options, data rescue, disk management, Docker technology, education, firewall. You can even use these firewalls to protect your infrastructure. We are also using open source firewall, IP tables. Then high performance computing, NAS, netbook, old computer related distribution, and even you have that all our operating systems, Raspberry Pi, security related. So here I have used Forensics. When you click on the Forensics and when you submit the query, you will find 4 5 top most distributions are available. After the submission of this query, you will have Kali Linux, Parrot Linux, Black Arc Linux, Backbox Linux, Kane Linux, and Forex Linux. So the previously name for Kali Linux was Backtrack, and it has more than 1000 tools that I'm going to demonstrate some of the tools, very important tools, and it's very easy to use also. So you can download, already I have downloaded this ISO file. Now how to install this, how to use this? There are three options. One is that you can use virtualization software or sandbox. Second option, you can make your pen drive bootable, so you can run as a live. And third option, you can install as a dedicated operating system. So for dedicated software, you have to compromise with the hardware. Like right now, you might have Windows operating system, on your machine, or Linux. So the best option is that you can download this virtual box, and I'm showing you this already I have launched because we have a constraint of time. So can you see this screen? Using this virtual box, you can install and you can run multiple operating system at the same time. Are you able to see?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Okay,
here
sir.
on the left side, you can see I have installed Ubuntu, CentOS operating system, Windows operating system, and Kali Linux that already I have said. Even some forensic tool for Windows 7 forensics tool, Parrot, and many more. So what is the first step? The first step is you need to download this virtual box. This is the Oracle product, and this is available freely available. You can download, you can install, and this installation is very easy. Just like you install any application softwares, same you can do with the virtual box. So this is the first step, and after that you have to go to the file and say new or new. You can click from here, new, then whatever the name you want to give, security tool or whatever you want to give, then select that and proceed further, and this system will be ready. So now this is the interface that I'm going to show. This is a Kali Linux. So how to work on this distribution? You have like in Windows, maximum time we use with the GUI tool, graphical tools. In Linux, we have both options, command line as well as graphical tools. Command lines are very, very powerful. So these are the tools. Can you see? Like information gathering tool, vulnerability analysis tool, web application analysis tool, database assessment tools, password attack tools, wireless attacks, reverse engineering tool, exploitation tools, sniffing and spoofing tools, forensics tool, reporting tools, post exploitation, and many more tools are there. If you click on any of the tool, again you can see what type of information you want to identify: intrusion detection related, DNS server, network and port scanner, and many more. Any question, query? So I'm not going to show you the installation of this virtual box or Kali Linux. We will start directly with the working on how to work with this. And to install, this is again, I'm telling you, it's very easy. Go to the documentation, install first VirtualBox, then download the ISO file, and then you will get this kind of interface.
Friends, please mute yourself. सर प्लीज अनम्यूट कर लीजिए सर.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So vulnerability, when you have any devices like in Oracle, if you are working with some database like Oracle or some access point routers, so they have some default passwords. So we should not use with the default passwords. Immediately or some people, they work on the LAMP technology or WAMP technology. When you deploy your websites on WAMP technology, Windows, Apache, MySQL, PHP, there is a default passwords. So first and foremost thing, we should not work with the default password. We should immediately change with some complex password. So vulnerability could be again ports, services, applications. So this is a kind of weakness. Now this weakness could be in like related to passwords, related to the operating system, related to the file system, program procedure, configurations. Even configurations are very important. So we'll see using these tools, we can check the vulnerability in our networks and devices. Now, whenever there is a vulnerability, then there are threats. To detect those threats, so what is threat? It's a capable of exploiting a vulnerability to violate the intended policy of a system. So for example, now this course is being run in Guru Nanak Dev Engineering College, Ludhiana. And we want to see what are the vulnerability with their website or the web server on which this is hosted. So using this under ethical hacking, we can, using these tools, we can try to attempt to exploit the vulnerability. That is, we have to make some kind of attacks. And if there are certain vulnerabilities are there, some weaknesses are there, we have to remove those weaknesses. How to remove those weaknesses? Using certain configurations, certain upgradations, or certain closing the ports. And the next is the if there is any vulnerability, so system could be compromised or anyone can intrude or violate the intended policies of a system. Now, what are the attack vectors? How these things happen? So these happens when we visit certain websites or when we click the unknown URLs. So some different type of malware came to affect our machines, like viruses, worms, Trojan horses. So or someone can even do the penetration test, and exploit the vulnerability of our servers, and they can violate the policy. Now, what are the countermeasure? If any virus can be, normally we use antiviruses, some firewall we use. So first, we need to detect the viruses or malware or intrusion detection using antiviruses and IDS or IPS systems. Then privilege is also very important. So whenever you are working with the servers, you should not work as a root. You should work as a normal user. And wherever the root privileges are required, you can use using certain commands. Isolation. So today, now if you have any hardware or software, you want to check that and you want to limit that program. So using the VirtualBox or sandboxing, using this concept, so you can check the vulnerabilities and keep taking the backup. So this is the official website of Kali Linux. You can download from two sources, either from distrovast.com or from kali.org. And never ever try to download. Okay, let me see here. Whenever you download any software, you should download from their official website. Don't download from the search engines, because when you download from the search engines, and you might land up to unknown portal, and they may inject any trojans. Like for Windows platform or for other Linux platform, Mac platform, this is a open source sourceforge.net. More than 1 lakh softwares are available freely under open source, under GNU GPL license, sf.net. So you try to download from the official website. Similarly, when you have to download this distribution, you can download from distrovas.com that I have shown you, or from the kali.org. And you can find, if you are working with Photoshop, proprietary software, then their alternates are available on these websites. Like GIMP software is there. For MATLAB, Scilab, Octave, and many scientific and engineering softwares are available. Even security tools are available. So now we'll start directly with the practical session. So now under this practical, there are many tools, as I told you. So you can even check the wireless vulnerability. So there are many tools like Kismet to display the wireless networks, Airmon to capture the wireless packet, inject the packet into wireless network, perform the man-in-middle attack. Using these command ifconfig and iwconfig, you can see the wireless interfaces, Ethernet card, their IP addresses, then Wireshark to analyze the protocol. And this is also very good to learn the networking. Using this Wireshark, you can capture the packets, and just like in TCP/IP model, all the layer by layer you can analyze all the packets. This is another very powerful tool, Network Scanner. This is a command line tool, Nmap, and this graphical tool is ZenMap. And under the Kali Linux menu, so here when you go to the Kali Linux, you can see there are many tools are there, like sniffing, spoofing tools, wireless attacks, exploitation tools, web application, vulnerability analysis, stress testing, reverse engineering, hardware hacking, forensics, system services, etc. Again, you can see there are a number of tools are there. Under menu and submenu, again there are a number of tools are there. So this is another tool to check the vulnerability among your wireless services like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, radio frequency, ID penetration testing tool, OSWA assistant. So under Wi-Fi, it has these many tools like access point radar, AP utils, and many other sub tools are available. So using these tools, one can find the vulnerability among the wireless systems. Then similarly, one can find the vulnerability in the Bluetooth. Like on mobile devices and other devices, you have Bluetooth, so that vulnerability can be exploited and can be checked. Similarly with the RFID, there is another tool in the Kali Linux. These are also standalone tools you can download from their respective website. And at the last, I have also given some references. So Reaver is another brute force attack against Wi-Fi protected setup. And it can, on the average, can recover the target access point plain text, which like passwords, in 4 to 10 hours. Now these are the two tools. Now, if some of you have not worked on Linux platform, so on this website, all the tools are mentioned here. Let me show this. Okay. So I'm not, I've opened that website, but I'm not able to click because of the sharing of the website. So I'm typing here. So enkali.tools. En stand for English language. en.kali.tools. So here you can see these are the tools like under information gathering, vulnerability analysis, wireless attacks like Airbase, Crack Airbase, NG, and many tools are there. Exploitation tools, stress testing tool, forensics tools. In addition to that, there is another website, tools.kali.org, tools listing. When you click here, so you will have three options: version tracking, meta packages, and tools. You can click on these tools. So under this information gathering tool, you will find a number of tools are available. You click any of the tool, like for example, now I'm going to demonstrate you on Nmap. And after that, we want to check any vulnerability in the buffer overflow is there. So let's say, okay, I'm clicking on Nmap. You can click on any. So this is the description of the package, what it do, what are the capabilities are there, how to use, and all kind of commands are given here. So now, before proceeding further, I'm going to give you the demonstration. So in this way, using this portal, you can learn all the commands, how to use all the commands. And whenever you have any doubt question, you can use that command -H for any help of that particular command. And the password for Kali is Kali. Now I want to see the what are the ports are open with the GND, Guru Nanak Dev Engineering College portal website. So here I'm going to use this command nmap simple without switches. Right now I'm using without switches, without any other additional options. Sir, is this visible to all of you?
Yes, sir. It is visible.
So
Yes, sir, visible.
okay, when I run this command nmap, I'm getting their information. So I can see they are using mail server SMTP on port number 25 for sending the mail. FTP, their FTP server is open. HTTP, then POP3, and these ports are available. And now I want to see the operating system, whether they are running on Windows platform or whether they are running on Linux platform. So as a attacker, we have to see the vulnerability. Now to check the vulnerability, we should know this website is hosted on which operating system. So for that, nmap minus, now there are many options are there, and you can use -H with all these commands. It's the help file. So there are a number of options are available. And also, if you're not familiar with the Linux commands, so just remember two commands, and I'm going to use this again and again. Where is nmap? In Linux, in all the Linux distribution, the all commands of Linux, whether you are using Ubuntu, Red Hat, Scientific Linux, or any forensic Linux, all the commands are under 6 directories. I am writing here some annotation. I hope it is visible to all of you. All commands are under 6 directories. Sir, is it visible? I am writing here.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay.
Yes, sir, we can see it.
So all the commands under /bin. No, I'm not giving you much information of the Linux, but you have to remember this. All the commands are under 6 directories. /bin, this slash, like in case of C, in case of Windows, everything is under C or D drive, C drive. In case of Linux, this is known as root. Under this, you have a number of directories are there. So this is a root. So you have bin, sbin. Then this is a second directory, user bin. So administrator or system related commands are under sbin, like formatting the machine, creating the users, change the passwords. Because some of the commands, when you will try to, I will try to demonstrate, you will see it will show command not found. So there we have to use the absolute path or the root privileges. User bin, user sbin. I hope this is readable. And user local bin, and last directory is user local sbin. Normally in Linux, this is for your third party softwares. If you are installing CloudSim, NS2, MATLAB, so those commands get stored here. User local sbin. So these are the 6 directories. Now how to find the command is in which directory? So we have the option where is. So I'm now switching back to Kali Linux. So I have given here where is nmap. So it is giving under user bin. Where is nmap? Under user nmap. And this is related to the this manual and other information of that command. So the manual is under, when you write man is also one very manual. If you want to see the manual of any command of any Linux platform, you can give nmap. So it will give you network exploitation tool, synopsis, description. Once you remember, once you are comfortable with the one of the command, you can, same is with all the commands. So it's also giving you some options. Nmap -a, a represents nmap in detail, all it will do, and -a, these are the speed time. There are 5 parameters, T1, T2, T3, T4 and T5. So that also I will demonstrate to you. And another very important this thing, under cybercrime, if you are doing nmap with any of the website without their permission, so that is under crime, under cyber. So you have you can do only with your machines or only on those machines where you have the permissions. Like in the beginning, I took the permission from the coordinator to just for demonstration purpose to do this nmapping on their web server. Otherwise, there are logs, auto logs are there, and they can easily track your IP address, and it may create the problem. So you should not do nmapping, especially with the government websites, military websites or unknown websites. So for the demonstration purpose, they have given you this scanme.nmap.org. If you want to do this practice with different switches, you can do officially and on this scanme.nmap.org, or with your own machine, or with your own, even you can give the IP address. If some machine is on your network, you can give the IP address, local IP or global IP. So this is all the description, and these are certain options are there, and complete details are given. How to use V for verbose mode. If you are working with IP6 scanning, how to use -6 switch, everything is given here. -6, -0, and everything. And if you want to quit in between, you can press Q. So I'm giving Q. Now I don't want to see the manual. I just want to, I'm interested what this command do. So what is nmap? So if it shows nothing appropriate, so that means that database is not ready. So for that we have to make db one command, and then you can see using Verizon what is Nmap, and it will show in one single line. So after this, when I will install 2-3 commands, you will find when I will update this, so you will find this command start working. So now I will show you some more options, 2-3 more options. Mine is O. Mine is O for operating system. I am interested to know the operating system of this gnd.ac.in. Now, because of the security reasons, many of the organizations they encrypt, and due to advanced operating system, it is normally in encrypted options. Now, when I run this command, it's showing requires root privileges. So nothing to worry. Before this command, just type sudo sudo. So sudo is another command to give the root privileges to the normal user without compromise the password, without sharing the password, sudo. So here I've used the sudo nmap minus capital O and the target machine. So now you can see I found the OS. This is the OS fingerprint. These were the ports, different ports, and now this is the fingerprint. So how to see this fingerprint? You just copy from here to here and go to this website nmap.org.submit and submit this fingerprint, and it will tell you about the this operating system. Now, as all of you know, all of us know, there are 65,536 ports are there, 0 to 65,535. It's a 16-bit 2 to raise power 16, so total number of ports. On each port, you can run only one service. So like for FTP 21, for DNS 53 port is there, for HTTPS 443 ports are there, for your web server 80 port. These are the standard ports. Even you can change from security point of view, you can change this port to 800 or 780 or any other thing. In that case, your browser will not understand. You have to give explicitly the port number, port number. So in our case, wherever we have browser based configurations, so we don't go with the default ports. We change their ports and explicitly we put the port number there. So for example, when you are looking this website gnd.ac.in, it's colon 80 because it's running on 80 or 443 if you are running on secure SSL layer. But you as a user, we never give this colon 80 because this is supported by the browser as a standard and default port. If you have changed this port to some other number 880, so in that case you have to give it explicitly on your browser, colon 880. Now I want to scan certain range of ports I want to see. So let's say I want to see the first 100 ports. So in that case, I can give nmap. So let's say my vulnerability that is in telnet. So that is a 23 number port. So 23 telnet. So there I can give the range 1 to 50 or 1 to 100. So P stand for the ports, and I can give some optional speed T4, and I can give the portal. So in this case, it will not scan again all these ports. Like previously, it has scanned 21, 25, 80, 106, like this. So now I have given here this port. So we found they are not running telnet or SSH port. They are running in between 21 to 50, this thing. We can give any range. Even we can give the range from 100 to 1000 or whatever range you want to give the ports. So now it will not show the previous port, but it will give the ports. Now you can see when we run default nmap, it has shown all the first whatever the ports were open. Now in this scenario, we have given the range from 100 to 1000. So it's showing only those ports. Now sometimes there is a firewall or deployment. So there we can use stealth scan port. Also in the presentation, this thing is mentioned. You can give stealth scan port and you can give the speed. So again, such kind of options you required root privileges. So up to here, we understood how to run normal commands and wherever it is asking for the other privilege, we can use sudo. Now, I have shown you about this T4, T5. These are the these 5 type of options are there. And if you give T6, it will give some error because T6 is not there. So wherever you want to know more about that option, you can try. So T is the argument and using these 5 type of uh, timing modes: sneaky mode, polite mode, normal mode, aggressive mode, insane, and other paranoid. Now last option I will try with nmap, then we'll move to other commands, other important tools. V for verbose mode, -A. Now we want to give in detail, and we want to see this is a capital V, and again we'll give this normal, and for the timing this is the optional switch, and again gndc.ac.in. Now in this case you can see it's doing in detail. It's showing you it has loaded 151 script for scanning, and after scanning, now it's doing scanning in and discovered open port on these ports. Complete scanning 10 services, script scanning. So again, nmap, if you go to their official website nmap.org, they keep on updating. They have different scripts and lot of other options. So it will take some more time. I'm now quitting this. Control C. Now we'll come back to the slide presentation. So under these tools.kali.org tools listing, you can see there are a number of tools are there, and we have also learned how to use these tools. Any question, query related to nmap or up to here?
Sir, one candidate has dropped the message in the chat box.
Okay. So because I'm on the full mode, can you read out those questions on their behalf?
Yes, sir. The question is, what does T4 argument used for?
T for the timings, there are 5 type of timings are there. T0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And if you, like I gave you in the, I hope you understood when I gave 6, that was invalid number, and it shows you can use only up to 4 numbers. So for timing, to control the timing, to timing parameter.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So Kali Linux is one of the best forensic tool, and if you are not interested to install these tools, you can run independently also on downloading those tools from their official website nmap.org. Otherwise, this is one of the best tool. So Kali Linux can be installed in a machine as an operating system or as a virtual machine, or third you can use as a live. You can create a live bootable CD or USB. These are the 3 ways. So if you are using as a operating system, you have to compromise one of the machine. If you don't want to, if you want to use multiple operating system, like right now I'm doing, so you can use virtual machine or sandbox. There are also other virtualization softwares, but they are paid, like VMware and many more are there, but this is also equally good from Oracle, virtualbox.org. So first you need to download and install the VirtualBox, and then run the Kali Linux. Download the ISO file. Default username is root and password is tour, or also the normal user Kali is the username and same password, Kali. Now when you download and install, we need some time to update this.
Hello, Amit sir. I have a submission. Amit
Yeah.
sir,
Yes, I can hear you.
my submission is whenever we have to scan any website, let it be.
Right.
I take the case of my college website by
Right.
using Nmap.
Right.
Then the you can say VMware setting of network setting should be on which mode? On bridge, or you can say
Okay.
network setting should be kept on which mode, sir?
Yeah, I'm showing you that setting. Now I have opened this. May I know your name?
Neeraj Dubey.
Okay. So, Mr. Neeraj Dubey, you can see this Kali Linux and go to the settings. I'm going to the settings. So right now I'm in the NAT mode.
Achha,
Here you can see NAT
for
mode.
internet, achha, we have to kept in NAT mode, right?
No,
Right.
no, there are 3-4 modes are there. Okay, let me explain this. Now in NAT mode, what is happening in internal in Kali Linux? I have some different IP. By default, my Kali Linux or my virtual or VMware will give the default IP. One private IP will be there. It might be 10 dot something or 172 dot something or 192 dot something. And your host operating system. In my case, okay, let me draw this. This is also very important question asked by Mr. Neeraj Dubey. This is your hardware. Are you able to see my annotation?
Sure.
And in your hardware, this is your network card, Ethernet card, network card. Above this hardware, there is operating system. This could be, in my case, I'm using Linux, Ubuntu operating system, or it could be Windows in your case. Above this, you have the VirtualBox. And above this, you have the Kali Linux. So I'm notating this by K. Is it understood?
Okay.
Now, K has some local IP. It could be 10 dot, let's say 10.1. It will be given by the VirtualBox or default, some IP, auto IP, automatically IP. Now my internet is connected with this OS. So when I'm using NAT, so what is happening? Network address translation, and this OS might be having, let's say, IP 92 dot something. Now we are not talking much on IP addressing, but for your understanding, now internet is connected with this IP. So you are giving the request like right now I'm doing gnd.ac.in. I have opened, I'm doing nmap. So it's connecting with this and it's going outside. So this is network address translation. But if you want that, okay, this is a one scenario that right now I'm using NAT. In your college, let's say you have multiple machines and you want to communicate with them, then you have to make it bridge mode. So what is bridge? So this Ethernet card will act as a local to this, because physically your cable is connected with your switch of your college switch. So in that case, you want to communicate in both ways, then you have to make it bridge. So how to make it bridge? So that option is also here, NAT. In that case, you make it as a bridge. If you have, if you want to, I want to communicate among these virtual machines, I can use internal network or host only adapter. So right now I'm using NAT. So it depends on the application. And if you have the confusion, go for a bridge. Bridge will do everything for you. But when you are using bridge, there is a one limitation, or not limitation, but you have to configure your let's say I'm using Bridge. So my internal operating system, that Ethernet card driver must be here. Otherwise, it will not work. So I hope Mr. Neeraj Dubey, is it clear to you? Hello? Hello?
Actually, sir, I think the
Sure,
query has been resolved.
Sure, sir.
Clear? So shall I proceed?
Okay. You should proceed, sir. You should proceed.
So now, this is important. First time you need to update. So when you have to install certain, this is a command apt update or apt get update. So that also will do. This is a Kali interface. You have the GUI tool as well as a terminal, information gathering, vulnerability analysis, web application, etc., etc. You can do a number of things, and using terminal, you can do more things. So I was showing you practically you need to do 2 steps: install the VirtualBox, go with the default, install the Linux. By default, there will be NAT. Now we are going to perform these tools: penetration testing tool, information gathering. Already I have shown you, Nmap, exploit and vulnerability tool, password cracking tools, Wi-Fi networking tool. Right now I'm not connected with the Wi-Fi, so I will not be able to demonstrate these tools, but I can tell you how to use these Wi-Fi network testing tool and password cracking tools. Now this is a very, very important tool, Linus, security audit and vulnerability reduction. This is a very powerful tool for security auditing, compliance testing, and system hardening. And all of you as a security expert, you should use this tool, Linus. And now if you have copy pen, please note down. By default, it will not work. So I'm going to show you how this will work. And using this Linux, you can check the vulnerability of your own machine. I'm going to perform this with my machine to show you. So now here the command is Linux. Now when you run this command, it is showing not found. So can any one of you can tell me how to use this command? I have given you some little hint. If you are familiar with the Linux platform, how to use this command Linux?
Sudo.
Okay, one option is coming, sudo Linux. So, okay, will it work? Still it is not working. So what is the solution?
Take the help, manual help. Take the manual help.
Okay,
Participants, please mute yourself.
manual
Take
help.
the
Okay, now when we don't have command, how this will work? So no manual entry is there. Because after this, I'm going to demonstrate you one buffer overflow tool, BED. Very, very important tool. Now tell me. Now this is an open question for all the participants. Can anyone tell me how to use this tool now? Once you understood this, because there are certain, by default, certain tools are there, certain tools are not, certain commands are not there. So how to use this? If you understood these two things, you can work with any of the tool. Anyone has a hint, or shall I proceed? We need to install this. How to install? Sudo apt install. What it will do? It will go to the online repository. You need to connect with the internet and install this. In within seconds, it will be installed in your machine. Now, some issue came. When I tried to install, some issue came. Now, what is the issue? Unable to fetch some archives, may be run apt-get update or try with fix missing. So when for first time, when you are running, so you need to do apt-get update or apt-update. And whenever you are running these such command, you need to give the sudo, otherwise it will give you this problem. So you need to give sudo. So this is a one time. This is a one time you need to do apt-get update. It will update the repositories, and then you can install any of the command. So time is up to 12:30 or up to 1 p.m., sir? Hello, Dr. Pankaj Bhamri, time is up to 12:30 or up to 1 p.m., sir?
Sir, we can wind up 12:30 also. No
Okay.
problem at all.
So I have another half an hour. Okay, let me quickly show you. And after this, I will also share these slides.
Sir, it's up to 1 p.m.
Okay. So I hope all of you understood. This is the one time we need to update our repository. We are not updating the OS or any application, but we are updating the repository. So after this, when I will install again this Linux or any other tool, it will be installed very easily. And no need to type again. Using arrow keys, you can go back and you can see. So now I'm installing this Linux. Now it's working smoothly. Now again, I'm asking the question, open question to all of you. Now, how can I use this command? So in conclusion, there are two things: installation of the command if it's not there, and second is the usage, how to use this command. So like in the beginning, Mr. Dubey has told, you can use the manual, or you can go through the go through the documentation of the Kali Linux or the tools that I've shown you. Once you click there, you can see how to use these tools.
Sir, you can go to appropriate. You can go to appropriate local directory.
Exactly. So we can run using the appropriate directory, or we can use the root privileges. Okay, by the time it's installing, let me proceed with the presentation. So I'm going to show you Linux, and this is a very good tool. Then we have the Nessus tool. Another, if you are connected with the network, you can check using Nessus, you can check the vulnerability of other machines. Then you have for information gathering. They are same tools. ZenMap is a graphical tool, and Nmap is a command line tool. So this is also a very popular tool to gather the information, operating system detection, network security details, open ports, and these are the options that I demonstrated you. Then there is a stealth scan option. Now, what stealth scan do, because TCP is a three-way.
Amit sir, Amit sir, just little submissions I again have. When you scan a website by Nmap,
right,
if it founds most of the services are open,
right.
so is it you can state of vulnerability? We should say, or when we find most of the
no. When there are certain ports are open, we cannot say that it's a vulnerability. Now, like when there are n number of ports are open, so there may be chances that using those ports, any intruder can intrude into your website and they can do the harm to your machine. For example, FTP is a vulnerable port. So using FTP, there are you can see there are a lot of these two attacks are available for FTP, and DDoS attack, DOS attack, or other. Using those vulnerability, using those ports, one can enter into the machine and they can control the machines. So
that means some sort of intrusion may takes place through these ports.
Using these ports. So
what are the remedial measures? Then
remedial measure is that if it is not important, we should not open those ports which are not useful, which are not required to us. So by default, certain ports are open. Like for website, only two ports are sufficient: 80 or 480 and 443. So as a security measure, we should close all the other ports using firewall.
And is it mandatory to filter?
We can do filtering also.
I think whenever we play Nmap by scanning any, you can say, renowned like Facebook, uh, I think we did find out most of the services are filtered.
Yes, that means, yes, filter means they have deployed some kind of security measures are there. Firewall is there.
Okay. Okay.
So here now, as we know, TCP works on three-way handshake. So using stealth scan, we can do half open scan. What half open scan will do, if RSAT is received from the target, then we can assume port is either is not active or it is closed. Otherwise, using this stealth scan, we can scan those ports. So already I demonstrated you V for verbose mode, A for trace route, and SV for the version detection. And we can give the target. Then other exploits are there. Search exploit. Okay, I will see whether it has been installed or not. Okay, it is installed. Now I will come back to the command that we were talking about, the Linus. Now when I run this command Linus, again it's showing command not found. So in this scenario, and we have installed, so we can say where is Linus. So what it's showing, it is under sbin directory. So that means we need to use the sudo command. We have to give the root privileges, and also we can try what is Linus. So what it's showing, system and security auditing tool. Here, system and security auditing tool. And if we see again, what is Nmap, earlier it was not showing. So now it's showing network exploration tool. Now after this I will show you this tool. That means this is not installed, buffer overflow related problem. Okay, there is another tool like Wireshark. So I hope those who are in networking, network security, or definitely they might have used this Wireshark. This is a very popular tool, interactive dump and analytics of the packets of the network. Now how to use this Linux? We have two options. Either give the full path name, absolute user sbin, user sbin, and the command name Linux. Now it's working now. Or we can give sudo Linux. So these are the two ways. Now how to use this? These are the options, and it's giving us audit system. These are, or we can audit the system, we can show the version, we can do. So here I'm using sudo Linus audit system. Now it's going to audit, and now here you can check, you can see what it's doing. So it's checking the and detecting the operating system, kernel version, hardware platform, Intel platform, Intel 64, host name, profiles, auditor that I have not shown, system tools, plugins, Debian testing. It will do intensive. So because the best of the time I'm closing in between, so you can see it will do a lot of things: memory checking, memory and processes, users, group authentication. Then it will do file system, storage, NFS systems, all the ports and packages. So it's checking. So now I'm quitting in between. So using in this way we can check this Linux. And if we have to check the other machines, then we use the Nessus tool, NESSUS, Nessus tool. Now another tool is very, very important, buffer overflow. So now I will check this buffer overflow problem with this Guru Nanak Dev Engineering College website. Now I will demonstrate you. So command not found. So what we need to do now? We can try whether it is there in the path or not. So it's showing it is not there. So we will install this sudo apt install buffer overflow tool. Then we can say, what is this? What is this? Nothing appropriate. And again, we will run this command. Where is this? So again, this is under user bin bed. So we can use this command. So when I tried this BED, it will check the buffer overflow problem with these protocols: FTP protocol, mail server protocol, HTTP protocol, IRC related protocol, and other protocols. So how to check this? So we'll use this command BED. Now using S is a mandatory switch. And which protocol I want to check? HTTP, and target, T for target. And it's a case sensitive, Guru Nanak Dev Engineering College.ac.in. I hope all of you are able to see the command. Now before running this, all of you are able to see this command.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is
Okay. Okay. So S has to be in capital, in lowercase. And also it is mentioned here only -S is a mandatory switch. This is a switch. Now we will check the buffer overflow testing with the website. Again, this is a intensive. It will check and it will show us whether there is a buffer overflow in this. So you can realize, you can see using certain command easily we can check the vulnerabilities in the not only on the machines, hardware, routers, Wi-Fi switches, but also on the websites. So okay, let it to be run. We will start with the presentation, because when we run any tool, it used to take certain time. So there is also, similarly we can do search exploit, and using this search exploit when we run it, like for example search exploit Windows. When we run the search, it will show all the exploits which are available in the Windows system. So that's why it is recommended, with the passage of time we should keep on updating our machines also. Then information gathering. Now when we run ping command works with the ICMP protocol, and hping is a widely used, more powerful than the ping. What it do? It bypass the firewall filter. Like Mr. Dubey was telling, certain website they use a filter. That means they have used the firewall. So it bypass the filter and use the protocol TCP, UDP, ICMP, raw IP protocols. And if you want to see the help, -H, you can use with the -H. Now we'll use this hping. Okay, hping. Okay. Okay, it's still testing. We'll keep on running that. We will see. We'll come back to the slide. Then we can do. We can also check with the Cisco tools exploitation. So Kali Linux has certain tools to exploit the Cisco router, Cisco devices, Cisco Wi-Fi devices. We can scan them. We can do fingerprinting, and we can find the exploits. How to use Cisco Torch and give the parameter and the destination target. So like here, Cisco -torch -n, it will list the vulnerabilities are there. Similarly, there is a Cisco auditing tool, CAT. It has to be in uppercase. Otherwise, CAT is also a command in Linux in lowercase to see the file in reverse order. To see in not tag that in the to see the content of the file, CAT. So CAT, how to see, and you can give in this way. And you can also specify the port. So let's say we want to see the vulnerability on port number 21 or for telnet protocol. So we can specify -port 23 and -H and the target machine. So this program is right now running. This is a program designed to check the daemons for potential buffer overflow, format string, etc. How to test this machine? You can give the protocol, which that protocol you want to see, and the target, and testing will continue. Similarly, you can do the Wi-Fi network vulnerability testing tool. Now it's okay, 20. So this is also very powerful tool, aircrack hash ng. So this is a collection of tools to assess the Wi-Fi network security, and it's just limited to the monitor and get and also include the ability to compromise with the protocol. When most of you might have configured your Wi-Fi, so the protocols are there: WPA1, WPA2, or WEP. The other exploits are there: Wi-Fi cracker there. This is also available in GUI. You can click on this phone wireless cracker, select the wireless your card, and you can scan for access point. It will show all the access points which are in your within your range. Then you can browse, you can perform the word list and Wi-Fi. Other exploit, Kismet. So this it's worked on IEEE standard 802.11 layer 2 wireless network detector sniffer and intrusion detection system. It works with any wireless card. This is a very important thing. So this is very popular and very useful. And how to use this? So first you need to, this is your this card, wireless card, and you can start using this command. Then other exploits are there, Ghost Fisher, and using Ghost Fisher you can perform the man in middle attack by showing the fake wireless access point. And how to use this? Go to the GUI. I will show you how to go to the GUI attack, go to the wireless attacks, ghost phishing, and you can generate the SSID. You can broadcast that SSID. Anyone can connect, and they can, whenever they will enter the password, you will find their password. Other exploits, Wi-Fi is there. Then Vega usage. This is again free and open source testing tool, and this commonly used for the security of web applications. Like whenever you have backend with SQL Server or Microsoft Server, so or any database connectivity, so it will check and find any vulnerability with the SQL injection or any cross-site scripting or any other sensitive information or any other vulnerability. So this is also very, very useful tool. Again, you can go to the applications. Again, I will show you under this Kali Linux web application, Vega tool is there, and you can start a scan. Then not only with the web application, but also with the database, like SQL map is there to check the vulnerability with the databases. And how to use this? So this is a command, SQL map -u URL of the victim. So you can give SQL map -u gnd.ac.ac.in. Then SQL Ninja is there. Because of the open source nature, there are many contributors are there and a lot of tools are there. This is another web application attack and audit framework. It will exploit all web application vulnerabilities. Then Metasploit, very, very important, especially with the operating system. Using Metasploit, we can see the vulnerability among the various operating system like Linux, Windows, Mac OS, and perform the exploits. So how to use this Metasploit? So every time you need not to run the command, you can go to the graphical tool, application, exploitation, Metasploit, and this terminal will come, MSF update, and there you can give this command, search name, Microsoft type, and exploit. Then there is another tool, Armitage. This is also very powerful graphical tool. It will visualize, target, recommend the exploit, expose the advanced post exploitation features. And also you have IDS and intrusion and IPS. I hope you might have covered this, not. Then most of you might have seen in the newspaper, whenever any person click on the unknown URLs, might be on your WhatsApp group or on your SMS group, SMS on your mobile or on your emails. Whenever you click on unknown links, they hack your machine. So how they do? They using BEEF tool. What BEEF do? BEEF stand for Browser Exploitation Framework. It's also a penetration testing tool focused on the web browser. And easily client-side attacks can be performed using this BEEF tool. So after the configuration, simple in script, JavaScript, one can make this hook and send as a URL. So let's say this is a URL, hook.javascript, and your script is encoded here. Type is equal to JavaScript. So whenever anyone can click, then that machine can get the compromise using this BEEF tool. Then another exploit is POF, that identify the operating system of the target host simply by examining the capturing the packet. So how to run this? You can give the interface of your Ethernet card, then you can give the capture and this is the output that in the this file name. So I stand for the interface of your Ethernet card. P means the promiscuous mode. There are two modes, promiscuous mode and non-promiscuous mode. Like in a network, there are n number of machines, and let's say some packet is coming to this machine. So in non-promiscuous mode, they will see this is destined to other machine, not to their machine. So in non-promiscuous mode, they will discard this packet. But if it's in promiscuous mode, like your all your sniffing tools, like Wireshark, they works in the promiscuous mode. Whether the packet is intended to them or not, they listen the packet. So promiscuous mode and O for output, and you can give the file name, custom file name. Even there is another tools like PDF parser. It will identify the fundamental elements for the PDF file, and how to use this PDF parser. It is, and you can give the OSI number of objects and the file path name. Then you have social engineering toolkit that I will show you after this. Let me finish the slides. Social engineering tool again. Then other exploits are there: stress testing tool, vulnerability analysis. Then you have these are certain commands, and these are the options. Then Wireshark, data capturing. So it has to work in the promiscuous mode, and it's sniff all the packets in the network. This is another Hydra tool to crack the passwords of various protocol. So it has a capability to crack the Cisco AAA authentication, HTTP proxy, LDAP server, database servers, Oracle listener, and many more. So using this Hydra tool, one can crack the password. So there are also password attacks are available. Then PowerSploit tool for Windows machine. Now, as you know, in the latest Windows operating system, they have introduced the PowerShell. So using this PowerShell, one can exploit the and perform various type of vulnerability checking in that. Then you have another APK tool. Now you want to check the vulnerability on the mobile applications. So on Google Store, on Play Store, there are a number of applications are available nowadays. Using this APK tool, you can do the reverse engineering. You can decode, and you can download those APK file, and using APK tool, you can do the reverse engineering. Then this is the last exploit, Zap proxy for penetration testing for find the vulnerability in web applications. So these are the few references: Kali.org, SecTools, and number of tools are available, SecList tools in secure.org. Now come back to the Kali Linux. we have performed one test, so still so you require a lot of patience. So it's doing buffer overflow testing, still it's running, so it may take some more time, so I'm quitting in between. So after that, you can see, now we'll test for the hping. So hping 3, and then we can give the website. Now I would like to ask, will it work or not? So it's showing command not found. So what we need to do, where is hping 3? So it's already there, need not to install. You need not to do every time sudo install hping 3. So you have to give either sudo command or give the absolute path. User has been hping 3. So here I'm doing sudo hping 3 and gndc.ac.in. Now before running this, if I do simple ping, now see the difference between ping and this. It's showing simple ping, and if there is using firewall, we can block this also, ICMP, because this is the first attempt by the attacker to attack our machines. First they ping whether the machine is on live or not, so that we can control, we can stop that services using firewall. ICMP protocol we can block. So now I'm doing with the same thing with the hping, and before that we need to run sudo command. So here you can see it showing some more options, flag options, sequence, round trip time, and more. So this can bypass the firewall. So for your practice, all of you must use scanme.nmap, and you can use whatever the switches you want to do, scanme nmap.org. And finally, now in the last, I will do two things. I will share the presentation, and secondly, I will show you the GUI tools. And after that, we'll take the questions if there is any questions. So using this scan nmap, scanme.nmap.org, we can scan. These are the official. So these ports are open: 22, SSH, SMTP, HTTP, and this. Now, which port is for which port? So there is a under cat etc services. Okay. Now instead of cat, I will use less etc services. So what this file will tell, it will tell about the which protocol is for what purpose. So for example, for FTP, 2021 port is there. For mail, 25 port is there. For sending the mail, SMTP. To receiving, we have the POP protocol 110, 53 for DNS. For HTTP, 80 protocol. For Kerberos, these protocols are there. So whenever there is any port is open, you can find you from this file what that port do. So you can see up to all ports are mentioned here. FTPS data and all other, and you can customize also. Now I'm quitting this. Now I'm going to show you the graphical tools. So here for information gathering, DNS analysis, these are the tools. For vulnerability analysis, we tried one of the tool, BED, fuzzing tool. Then to check the vulnerability of the websites, you can use Nikto or you can use Nmap that we did. Web application analysis tool. If you have deployed this payment gateway, to check the vulnerability or man in middle attack, you can use Burp Suite. Then You have ZAP SQL Map. Then for database, SQL Map, SQLite Server. For password attack, John the Ripper, Encrack, OHP Cracker, and many more are there. Exploitation tool, SQL Map, sniffing, spoofing, Wireshark. Okay, I will show you last in the about the Wireshark. Then post exploitation, forensics tools, reporting tools, social engineering tool, and other tools. And wireless attacks using Kismet, AirConnect, Bluetooth tool, we can find this. And using this Wireshark, it has very easy interface. Using this, you have to specify you want to capture on which Ethernet card, and after that you click on start capturing. Start. So right now I'm not on the network. I have connected with the mobile device. So if there are certain, you will find the source, destination, protocol, and many more, and then you can stop that. So in my case, I was not able to capture any packet. Now I stop here. Now let me share this presentation. Any other question, query from any participant? Now I'm sharing the presentation. So again, on this tool, Kali tools, you can find all tools and how to use those tools. Everything is mentioned there. So any question, query from any participant? So you go to this website, wikisend.com. Over the cloud, I'm sharing this presentation. And so go to this website and enter this number, and you will be able to download. So you click on wikisend.com and enter this number. 550748. Go to wikisend.com, then click on download, enter this number and download this. Go to the wikisend.com, click on the download and enter this number 550748, and all of you will be able to download this presentation. Now kindly confirm how many among you have downloaded these slides. So still we have, I think, another 5-10 minutes. So any question, query from any participant?
So there's one question from the participant. Sir,
Okay.
how can we secure our mobile phones any tool?
Pardon?
How can we secure our mobile phones any tool?
How do we secure our mobile phones?
tool.
I'm repeating the question. How shall we secure our mobile phone and
Mobile phones tool. Using any tool. If you may be writing something wrong. How can we secure our mobile phone using any tool?
okay, I will try to see if I will able to see the question on the chat box. So I think his or her question is that how shall we secure our mobile?
Yes, sir.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. This is Professor Sachin from GNDC Ludhiana. This
Ji,
question
sir.
is from my side, sir.
Ji.
Yes, sir. Can I continue?
Ji.
Yes. So actually, sir, like I was having one of the concern, like most of these services, like we use cell phones more these days than the desktops. So, sir, is some any open source tool is there with which we can surf the internet freely, that we didn't know what type of services are being running at the background in our cell phones? So, sir, it's generally the concern that always remain in my mind. So, sir, if somehow you can give directions for that, it will be really thankful. So, thank you, sir.
I understood your question that it's very true that even our children and we all of us are using mobiles most of the time. So whenever we are browsing most of the websites, so there may be possibility some trojans, some backdoors may come in our mobile. It's very true. And Mr. Neeraj Dubey is here. He has also written certain articles and he has given also training to the J&K police and other personnel on this. Later on he can talk on this. But personally on my mobile I have installed antivirus, sir. I paid, I subscribed for 5 licenses, and on my 2 Windows desktop, I have used that antivirus, and even on my mobile, I have used that antivirus. And for my this Linux machine, from the past 1 decade, more than 1 decade, I have not used any antiviruses. I'm using Ubuntu Linux. Even our Supreme Court of India, they are using Ubuntu Linux. And in Guru Nanak Dev Engineering College, Dr. Rai from Civil Engineering and Dr. Ajay Shiv Sharma. I remembered during 2005 or 6 they have deployed one lab using Ubuntu, and it was very successfully, and it was there for a long time, and they never faced any problem with the virus trojans or anything like that. And so what I would like to suggest you should go for some paid antivirus in your mobile. That is better, because nowadays there is a one very are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
So here I am typing you one the most vulnerable and most threat is that about the that encrypt our data. That is known as one attack. What that name is, it encrypt our data. That name is, and they will start asking you the money. And it affected 2 years back a lot of machines. That attack is. Can anyone help me? What is the name of that attack? It encrypt the
Ransomware.
data. Ransomware. Thank you. Ransomware.
Ransomware.
So ransomware. In Chandigarh, one of the faculty members, she was doing her PhD, and that Trojan came to her machine. She was not aware. So when she was about to submit her PhD thesis, this ransomware got active and encrypted her all data. So, but somehow her 80% data was on the cloud, so she got saved, and she formatted the machine. Similarly, ransomware can attack on our mobiles anytime. So it's better to spend some money and to go for good antiviruses. So on my machine, on my laptop, I have installed McAfee antiviruses. So it keep on running in the background, because whenever any messages or anything, we never know. So personally, I'm using paid antivirus. So this is all from my side, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question, query? So shall I stop sharing?
Yes, sir. You can stop sharing.
Yes, sir, you will. If any participant has any query, he or she may interact with the expert of the session by with unmuting himself, herself, or dropping the message in the chat box.
So there is one question in the chat box. Sir, how to launch DDoS attacks?
No query.
How to launch
DDoS attack.
how to launch DDoS attack? We should not share with anyone.
Okay. So
What happened? Okay, now I am able to see the chat. I will try to see. Now what happened, one of the expert, he was demonstrating on similar kind of topic. So someone asked him, can you do transfer of some money? So he showed the demonstration and he transferred 1 rupee from one account to another account. And because of that reason, he got imprisonment. So similarly, we should not demonstrate such kind of tools on DDoS attacks, or how to make duplicate nodes, or because there are issue of ethical and unethical things. And what I have shown you, the vulnerability, we can check the ethical point of view, vulnerability in our networks. If you deploy any machine on your mobile, you want to see the vulnerability. So using these tools in secure.org or this thing, you can check the vulnerability. Even though that come under stress management. So using the stress management, we can perform DDoS attack and we can see the capability. That's why I told you in the beginning, we should know how to make cluster. Like if you see, if there is any result announcement or any enrollment or anything, any scheme with the AICT, their servers become busy. So there is a genuine traffic, lot of traffic. So we should know how to do load balancing. So there is a lot of scope on load balancing. We can learn their Nginx, then load balancing, how to make the clusters on our these things, how to make our own cloud, private cloud. Okay, there is one question from Mr. Mohit Tiwari. How can we verify whether we have downloaded the right ISO file or Kali Linux? Similarly with any software, there is a signature. There is a key. So that key you can verify. For example, you have downloaded Kali Linux and someone has put the Trojan. And if you match that key with the original key, hashtag, hash, we can say, or signature, using, there are again, open source tools are available. If you are interested to know how to see those, I can show that how to generate the hash key, and you can match that signature hash key. Similarly, when you are downloading, let's say, OpenOffice, LibreOffice, I told you in the beginning, don't download from the search engines, download from the genuine websites, original official websites. Like for operating system, you can download from kalilinux.org, kali.org, or from distowatch.org. If you are downloading from search engine, there may be possibility that someone has taken, because of the open source nature, someone can embed the Trojan in that, malware in that, and distribute. So when you download it, it will infect your machine. So best, there are two things. First, download from the official website. Secondly, you can match the hashtag. So there is a very simple command in Linux, or even in third-party GUI, small tools are available in Windows platform, or from sf.net, you can download those, you can generate the hash and you can match the hash. Okay, there is one question from Mr. Amit, how to launch DDoS attack using hping tool. Yes, using hping tool, that can be done. There is a ping of death and other options are there. Okay, download. Okay, thanks a lot. I hope all of you have downloaded the presentation.
Yes, sir. Downloaded.
Okay.
Sir, it was a very wonderful presentation from you. I am VM Thakkar. I was your student in NITTR Chandigarh from 2006 to 2009. I hope you remember me. VM Thakkar.
Can I see you?
VM Thakkar. Yes, I will make my audio video.
VM Thakkar. Okay, let me introduce. He has not done only MTech, but also he has done law and other many degrees, multiple
I was
degrees.
your student in NITTR Chandigarh from 2006 to 2009.
Not student, but as a, I can say, I learned a lot of things from you. I think you have published some books also.
Thank you, sir. It was very wonderful.
Yeah. I recalled you.
Yes. I have read 2 books.
He has done law and many other degrees. Can you name your degrees? It will be helpful. It will update me also.
Diploma in Electrical Engineering, BA Computer Engineering, MBA Marketing Management, LLB, PG Diploma in Criminal Procedure and Advocacy, MA Criminology and Criminal Justice Administration, and MTech in Engineering Education.
So it's wonderful to listen to you again. So please email me, because we are so used to conduct similar kind of courses. We are keep
It was
on
a
looking at
wonderful
course.
presentation from you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your remarks. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So there is one question from Mr. Divyanshu or Divyanshu. Okay, Divyanshu. Sir, NAT network is not able to assign a different IP for my. Is it the same? So in that case, you need to do the bridging. As I told you, NAT gives the NAT is got automatically ransomware. Thank you. Okay. A network is not assigning a different IP. Simple. So using Mr. Divanshu, you can using bridge network. You can get that. You have to do from NAT to bridge. Can we transfer existing installation to any other computer? Yes, we can transfer any. There is option. Normally, what we do whenever we have such similar kind of courses or any other tool Linux environment. So what we do, we don't install Linux on all machine. We install on one of the machine. In VirtualBox, there is option export. You can export as a OVA file, and that you can transfer through FTP server or through pen drive or on the over the network. You can share on other machine, and on the other machine you must have the VirtualBox. Then there is an option import. You click import OVA file, and within seconds this will be ready. Even on the internet, when you are working with big data or similar kind of distributions, so they make the things. These are also known as virtual appliances. So without installation, easily you can export and you can import on the other machines, or you can make even live CDs or live pen drives. How can we save the configuration file of the existing? So it gets stored. Right now I'm running live, so you can save on your. You can install later on. Full-fledged, it will be there on all the configuration files. So what is the minimum hardware requirement? Because if you are using virtual, minimum 4 GB RAM is required. Your 2 GB for your host operating system and 2 for this. Otherwise, if you don't have 4 GB hard drive, 4 GB RAM, you can make it as a live. Uh, you download the ISO file and using UNet boot-in, and there are certain tools are available. You can make bootable in your pen drive. How wireless access points are created? How to create my own? There are two options. You can make fake wireless access point, because right now I am not having wireless access point, and you can give any SSID, it will get broadcast. So normally what people do, okay, I will Mr. Jaydeep have question. I will come after replying to Mr. Divyanshu. I will reply your question. So wireless access point, let's say in your GNE campus, there is a one SSID CSC department. So one can generate the fake similar SSID, and they can capture the passwords, and they can misutilize the credentials of other users. And on the website and on the now how can we demonstrate software hardware keyloggers? So keylogger, when whatever you are capturing on your this keyboard, all these things get stored, so they are hidden. So again, there are certain third-party softwares are there through which can be hidden, and using certain functional key they can get active and they can show all these things. So keylogger is another issue. So because of the keylogger issue, it is not recommended to use your net banking or any transactions on the public machines. Public machines means on cyber cafe or on the labs. So there, always use your own device. So keyloggers are also available, and keyloggers are using Kali Linux. Even also we can using exploitation. We can one of our expert has shown the demonstration to Indian Army. He using Kali Linux, he break the Windows machine, and using those ports and one disable the firewall, he disabled the antiviruses, and whatever the person was typing or whatever the things were going on, he was able to capture each and everything. That is also possible. So one has to be very careful. So any other question, query?
I think, sir, all the possible queries has been answered. And thank you so much, sir. It was a very effective and informative session. So you have responded with the live demonstration, which is being very helpful to do the practice for the individual participation. So we have gained a lot of the new concerns related to the cybersecurity, related to the Linux, Kali Linux, and hopefully we would be able to deploy to get the better results. So thank you so much, Amit sir, for sparing the time. And
thank you,
now
sir,
we
for giving me the
are.
opportunity. Thank you, sir.
And now, sir, we are going to formally validate this session. If you have just 5 or 10 minutes, we would be happy that you would be involved for the final closing ceremony of this program.
Right, sir.
So
right, sir.
I am very grateful. I'm very grateful to all the experts and the participants. And being today's auspicious occasion of the great Indian festival, Diwali. So I wish everyone to have a happy and safe Diwali. For the participation in this program, I am grateful to all the participants. In every session, there were heavy participation from all the candidates. So it was around 100 participants. They were involved. They were participating in every session. They have attended these sessions regularly. So it's very good acknowledgement of the successful conduct of this program. So because of the regular participation, we do acknowledge that we have succeeded with our objective and the desired outcome has been attained. So it was simply possible because of the regular anticipation of the all willing and willing participants who were here to attain the new knowledge or to upliftment for their skills. So while initiating this program, we did not think that a heavy, huge anticipation would be acknowledged. So when we planned about this program and circulated the brochure, so we have received 450 candidates application. So they were willing to participate, but as per the guidelines of Project Monitoring Committee and as per the AICTE rules, we have shortlisted 260 candidates to join this program. So we acknowledged to join this program, and about 100 candidates has responded to regularly join this program, because as per the norms, 80% of the attendance, and to qualify in the evaluation test to be conducted on tomorrow at 10 a.m. with at least 60% of the marks, it is compulsion from the AICTE to get the participation certificates. So around 100 participants, they have regularly joined this program. So that has brought a good interactive session among most of the sessions. And because of the current in the today's festival, so the participation of such a huge number is really appreciating. So it was a good concern, and I'm grateful and thankful to every participant. And now I invite the head of the department and the faculty coordinator of this program to share about this program in brief. Kiran Jyoti ma'am, please.
Thank you, Pankaj sir. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. Coordinator of the course, Dr. Pankaj and Professor Sandeep Singla, Project Monitoring Committee, speaker of the session, Professor Amit Deogar, faculty members, participants and students. A very good afternoon to all, and welcome to this valedictory session of 1 week AICTE sponsored STTP on cybersecurity, current trends and future perspective. And happy Diwali to all. So I have been asked to give the course summary. This course was conducted by Department of Information Technology, Guru Nanak Dev Engineering College, Ludhiana, from 9th to November 14th, 2020. And this course was sponsored by AICT under AQIS scheme 2019-20. And as Dr. Pankaj has told, more than 100 participants who have attended this course. And the main objective of this course was to expose the faculty, research scholars, and professionals to develop their competency and expertise over security and networking, along with providing the knowledge about the ongoing scenario in area of cybersecurity and various computer and cybersecurity threats such as identity theft, phishing attacks, email hoaxes, loss of confidential information, and social engineering were elaborated in detail with practical exposure. And renowned and experienced resource persons from organizations like IITs, NITs, NITTR, and GFSU had shared their experiences on various topics in this STTP. And practitioners from industries like Unit Solutions, Cybersecurity, and CyberSec Society and CDAC, etc., had demonstrated the real-time industry problem as well as methods used as a recovery process for various significant issues. And various research concerns were also discussed by the experts in this STTP. Mr. Sanjay Sharma from IIT Kanpur was invited as a keynote speaker in the first day, and he shared his expert opinions in real-time challenges identified in the current pandemic situations. Then Dr. Animesh Mukherjee from IIT Kharagpur elaborated the significance of hate speech dynamics in social media with concern to the current scenario. Then the last session of day one, engineer Vipin Gupta from Unit Solutions executed the hands-on practice session on intrusion detection system. Then on the day two, Mr. A.S. Murthy from CDAC Hyderabad pointed out various innovative ideas implemented at the industry and government level for concern of cybersecurity. He shared his expert opinions on the topics of cybercrime, scenario, global and India perspective, and open source tools for cybersecurity in continuously 2 sessions. Then the last session of day 2, Dr. Harsh Banot from GFSU Gandhinagar delivered his expert talk on fraud detection and forensic accounting with further elaboration of real-time data set. Then on day 3, Dr. Sumitra Sandhya from IIT Ropar pointed out the roles of cryptography and zero knowledge proofs with reference to cybersecurity. And Dr. Ankit Jain from NIT Kurukshetra shared his experience for his research in detection and protection against phishing attacks. Then on the last session of the day, Dr. Pankaj Bhamri from GNDC Ludhiana discussed the various steps followed in the implementation of computer forensics. He also discussed the issues related to stress management in current pandemic situations, along with the right understanding of human values, trust, and professional ethics. Then on day 4, Dr. Uday Pratap Rao from SVNIT Surat demonstrated his exposure for privacy issues in location-based services. Then Dr. Rajat Shubhra Chakravarti from IIT Kharagpur explained the need of clear understanding and implementation of hardware Trojan, a great threat to national security. Dr. Sita Saini focused on IoT-based cybersecurity challenges and corrective measures with special adherence to the cybercrime in her expert talk on that day. Then in the next day, Dr. Salesh Iyer from Rai University, Ahmedabad pointed out the various cyber laws and research opportunities in cybersecurity. Dr. Karan Verma from NIT Delhi shared his research in domain-based message authentication, reporting, and conference. Then Dr. Maninder Singh from Thapar University, Patiala, yesterday on the day 5, discussed numerous research problems in cybersecurity along with the description of various agencies so as to avail the sponsorships and grants. Then, he delivered his lecture today. Then in the last session, engineer Amit Degar from NATO Chandigarh shared his views on sandbox deployment for cyber attacks and mitigation. And the overall regarding the audience and participants, overall the audience was wonderful, and most of the participants attended all the sessions of this STTP. And regarding the feedback of the STTP, Professor Pankaj Bhamri and Sandeep Singla, they have taken feedback for every session every day. But still, if someone from the audience, they want to share their feedback on this STTP, they are most welcome. They can unmute their mic and they can share the views on this STTP. Anyone from the audience, participants, if they want to share their feedback on this STTP?
Hello. Yes.
Yes.
I'm VM Thakkar from JB Pant Institute of Engineering and Technology, Pauri Garhwal in Uttarakhand.
Yes, sir.
This is one of my favorite subjects, and I have taught it 6 times in to MBA, MTech, BTech, and MCA students. And I have attended few STPs also. But what was unique was that here almost all the areas were covered in this 6-day session. And thank you. I thank the organizers for arranging so many eminent speakers for enlightening and for even the theory and the practical aspects were equally covered. And the most important thing is you have provided us with all the course material also. So thank you for that. Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much, sir. Anyone else, if want to share their views?
Someone has shared in the chat box. So anyone want to communicate while unmuting himself, herself?
I think no one else is interested.
Okay, ma'am.
Hello, madam. Hello. Am I audible,
yes.
madam?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
Amit.
you're audible.
Yes, madam. Thank you. I'm Amit, faculty from the KL Technological University, Karnataka, madam. It was a very good program that we have attended for 6 days, madam. As it was mentioned here, you have covered both theoretical and hands-on session, especially the overview about the Kali Linux tools and different tools and how do we perform the anomaly detection. It was helped us a lot to carry our research progress ahead. And also we request you also to conduct further more sessions. We are very much interested to attend, and all the speakers are really good, madam, and very knowledgeable, and they explained all the things very clearly, and it was very helpful for us. Thank you all the coordinators for conducting such a wonderful training program.
Thank you very much, sir. We will definitely try to conduct more courses like this in future. Rather, the phase 2 of this course is we are rescheduling in December. So the participants who have not attended, or if your friends from the institute, they have not attended, they can attend that STTP. Anyone else? I think nobody is there. So thank you very much, Dr. Pankaj, and happy Diwali to all the participants. Over to Dr. Pankaj.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for the encouraging words. Now I invite Professor Sandeep Kumar Singla, the coordinator of this program, to share the vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon to all the participants of STTP on cybersecurity, current trends and future perspective. As we are on to the closing of this STTP, myself, Sandeep Kumar Singla, coordinator of this program, feels very pleasure to deliver vote of thanks on behalf of our principal and the entire management and the entire organizing committee to all those who have helped make this event such a success. In the beginning, I like to thank the officials from AICT and the AICT itself for providing us the financial support to effectively run this STTP. I wish also to record my sincere gratitude towards Dr. Sahajpal Singh, Principal, Guru Nanak Dev Engineering College, Ludhiana, and the patron of this STTP to provide all the necessary facilities to effectively run this program. I'm also thankful to Dr. Kiran Jyoti, head of the department and the faculty coordinator of this course, for her kind motivation to arrange such type of courses. I'm also very thankful to Dr. Pankaj Bhamri, the coordinator of this course, who planned the things, planned the course and the various things during the course in such a manner that this program runs in a very smooth manner. He coordinated with the participants as well as with the experts to arrange the things in a nice manner. I'm really thankful to Dr. Pankaj Bhamri. Without his support, this course was not possible. I'm also thankful to all the HODs, deans, and the staff who involved in to run this course effectively. And I cannot forget the sincere My gratitude towards the participants. Without their involvement, this course was not possible. I appreciate their active involvement, active participation, and their comments and suggestions during the STTP. So without wasting any more time, I again thanks to all who helped us to run this program very effectively. And with this, I say, wish you all a very happy Diwali. And I'm also thankful to Dr. Amit Deogar, who had given a very nice talk today. So thank you, one and all. Now I'm over to Dr. Pankaj to say final words.
Thank you, Singla sir. So I'm grateful to my organizing team, the complete team members. They have contributed a lot. Under the guidance of the head of department, we were able to propose and conduct this program in a smooth manner. We have utilized the institute resources, and the staff was always available whenever we need, either for the technically or for any related concerns, to conduct this program in a fine and smooth manner. So I'm grateful to all the staff members of the information technology department to conduct this program in a smooth way. And while concluding this program, I again remind you that evaluation test for this program will be conducted at 10 a.m. of tomorrow, that is 15th of November. And the window to attempt this evaluation test be open from 10 to 11 a.m. of tomorrow. So I repeat again, the window to attempt the evaluation test will be open from 10 to 11 a.m. of tomorrow, and it will be 20 multiple choice questions of 1 mark each duration, and it will be comparatively 20 minutes. 20 minutes will be allowed to attempt this test. So I wish everyone to very best of luck.
So thank you, participants. Happy Diwali once again.
Same to you, sir.
Thank you.
So I wish everyone a happy Diwali and best of luck for the coming future proposals. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.